Welcome back, geometry students, to Chapter 4. Today we are taking on ASA and AAS congruence. I highly recommend you watch the SSS and SAS video before this. I'm going to kind of build off some of the lessons we learned in that video. But if this is your first time watching, that's great. Welcome aboard. I'm going to teach you how to do this in the most concise way that I know how. So let's go ahead and get started. So when we're dealing with triangle congruence, what we need to do is we need to label the givens first. So I like to first, before I even get to that, I like to understand what triangles I'm working with here. So I have a blue triangle, that's too fat. Sorry. Husky, that's too husky. Okay. So I have a blue triangle here, and let's go purple, and a purple triangle here. All right. So I have two triangles. And that kind of helps me identify what's going on, but now I need to understand what are the givens. So the givens, we have an angle here, okay, and it matches this angle here. Okay, it doesn't matter that the two lines are a little bit spaced out. If this one has two and that one has two, then they're both equal. Okay, we also have another angle over here. Okay, it doesn't matter the size, they're both one line, so they're both congruent to each other. And just looking at this, it looks like we're done. However, there's one more that's kind of hidden. We have this shared side. Anytime you have a shared side, it's congruent based on the reflexive property. So that is congruent. So guess what? That is a side for both the blue and the purple. Okay, now we need to understand, just because we have three labeled givens doesn't mean that it's congruent. The whole point of this is to understand if both triangles have all sides and angles congruent or not. Okay, I kind of did that haphazardly, but you get the point. The whole idea is, can we say that both triangles have all the same sides and angles? And we want to use the minimum amount of information possible, and there's a postulate that tells us we can use the angle, side, and angle, only three things, and then angle, angle, side, only three things. But what's the difference between angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side? Angle, side, angle has a side sandwiched between the two angles, like this. Two angles sandwiched between a side. Okay, so that is angle, side, angle. Angle, angle, side means we have an angle, then the next angle, and then a side. Okay, so it kind of builds up. It's a different order. So we need to, order is very important. So how do we count order? Well, we can pick anywhere to start. So if I wanted to start at the S, okay, I would realize I'd be making a mistake. Why? Because I have an angle to the left and an angle to the right. I need to start at one of the ends. For example, this A is at the end of the word or the beginning of the word. I either start at the end or the beginning. Three letters, so you don't want to start in the middle, essentially. So this A is at the end. It doesn't have a side given to the left, and it doesn't have an angle over here. Okay? Remember, you can't skip a side and an angle when you're counting. Okay? So I wouldn't go angle, angle, side. I wouldn't call that angle, angle, side because I'd be skipping a lot of stuff. I'd be skipping a side and an angle and another side. That's too much stuff skipping. We want to go to the next closest thing. So here we'd go angle. The next closest thing is the side and then an angle. You'll notice that it's a side sandwiched between two angles. So this blue one, this blue triangle has angle, side, angle. Now, is it congruent to the purple? Well, we're going to find out. Here we have an angle, a side, and an angle. Again, we kind of went clockwise for this one, counterclockwise for the blue. But either way, we get ASA. They match, ding, ding. So guess what? This is congruent because of angle, side, angle. And we're done. Okay, let's do another one. Number two. First, let's identify our triangles. We have a blue one and a purple one. Okay. So I'm going to use purple this time for the purple and blue for the blue. We have an angle and matches up with this blue angle. Okay, A, shoot, I should have labeled it A. Then we have another angle. Oh man, didn't we mean to do that? So we have A and then purple. Where's the purple? So I then have A and I also have A over here. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, there's only two measurements. Again, we have to have a third thing, and it's a shared side in between right here. So that will give us a third side, S, for both the blue and the purple S. Okay, which congruent postulate do we have? We're not going to go around this way. We're not going to go AAS, okay, because we skipped too many things. We skipped an angle and a side. You can't skip an angle and a side. We have to go to the closest thing. So here we have, let's go around the other way, counterclockwise. We have ASA for the blue. Do we have the same thing for purple? And I think we do. We have ASA for purple. Okay, ASA for purple. So guess what? These are congruent also because of ASA congruent. And we're done. All right, let's speed it up a little bit. I'm going to try to use fewer colors just to make it go by a little faster. So we identify our two triangles here. We have the blue, we have the purple. I still think this is a very important step. Okay, but now I'm switching to yellow. Okay, I have a side and I have a side. That's just the first thing I saw. I have an angle and I have an angle. Okay, now it looks like we're done. However, anytime you have touching triangles, you're going to have a second thing. Anytime you're going to have it. Almost 99% of the time. So look here. Okay, they're touching. These have got to be vertical angles. And I just use 2 because I know it can't be 1. I don't know if it can be 1, so I'm going to use 2. All right, so now we have a third angle for both of these. Now, what is it? Is it ASA? Let's see if it can be ASA. If we were to do that, we'd have to start here. AS, we'd skip an angle, we'd skip a side. That's no good. If we're going around that way, it's no good because we skip an angle and a side. Okay, what if we go this way? A, skip a side, skip an angle. Okay, can't go around this way from this position. Why? Because he's in the middle. He's got a given to the left and a given to the right. That's no good. We want to start at one of the ends. So in this case, we're going to start maybe at the S. So what do we have? Start the S. Can't go around this way. We skip an angle on the side. So we're going to go S, angle. We skipped a side, but that's okay because we get to an angle, the very next thing. That is going to be SSA for the blue. Okay. What about for the purple? Well, we can start at this A. That's an end. We're going to go around clockwise. We have AS. We skipped one side, but that's okay to skip one side as long as you don't skip a side and an angle. So we got AAS. Whoops, I'm sorry, I wrote SSA. I meant this was SAA. This one we got AAS. So your first instinct maybe say, oh, they're not congruent. But guess what? You can rewrite SAA as AAS, and now they match. AAS and SAA are the same thing, okay? So in this case, whoops, I meant the other way. AAS. They're the same thing. So in this case, both these triangles are congruent because of AAS or SSA, however you want to say it. So it's either AS or SA. All right, let's look at this one. We have a side. We have a side, side, side. Are there any other givens? Well, not on the triangle, and they're not touching, so guess what? There's not enough information. These are not congruent. We can't prove them to be congruent, at least. Okay. Next one. Angle, angle, side, side, and vertical angle, angle, angle. How should we call it? Well, let's start at one of the ends. We have A, skip a side. That's okay. Next one's angle, side. So angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. A little ugly there, but you get a point. Let's start at the same angle. So if we start at the one angle, when you should start at the one angle again, and we get angle, angle, side, we get the same thing. We get angle, angle, side. These are congruent. Okay, let's look at this one. Here we have a side, matches with this side. Here we have another side, matches with this side. But guess what? Nothing else given, and they're not touching. So this one is not congruent. All right, moving on to the next one. Let's just try to get through all of these before I show you how to do the last one. So for this one, we're going to have angle, side, angle. Oops. No, that's angle, angle, angle. My hand did it correctly and my voice did not. So then we have angle, angle, angle. A lot of students are tempted to put congruent, but guess what? That is not one of the postulates for congruency. For similarity, yes, but these are not congruent. This is not AAS and it is not ASA, so this one is not congruent. Vertical angles here, we'll write them in. We have AS, AAS, but it's not angle, side, angle, okay? Because we can go from this angle to side. We're skipping a side and we're skipping an angle. Can't do that. Can't go that way. So we'll go angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. And we do the same thing this way. Angle, angle, side. They match. This is congruent because of angle, angle, side. Here's another angle, side, angle. We have angle, a side, reflexive property, angle. That's ASA, and you can see it's the exact same thing on this side. A sandwich of a side with two angles as the bread. This is ASA congruence. I like how I'm like changing how I write the answer every time. Real good. Okay, this is another AAS. Okay, we have angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. So this one's angle, angle, side. Okay. All right, so I think we finished the whole front page. All right. Now for this side, it's not as difficult. All you need to do is add extra information to make sure we get the given thing. So this one, angle, side, angle. We already have an angle. We have a reflexive property going on here. So we just need to add another angle to sandwich it. So we're going to add two angles here to make it different. So we have angle, side, angle. This one, we want angle, side, angle again. We notice that we have a sandwich, or we have the bread, but we're missing the meat or the peanut butter and jelly. So we need to add a side, so we get angle, side, angle. What else can we do here? We have, this one's already given as vertical angles, but you should probably label it. I'm guessing we want ASA, and we do. So we need to have a side in between. Again, for this one, you just want to add only one thing. Add only one given. Okay, so you shouldn't add like a gajillion things on here. For example, you wouldn't want to go angle, side, angle like this because you already have this as given as vertical. So the side that you want to add is right there between the two angles. Angle, angle, side. This is one you might want to take a look at. Don't put the side here because that's ASA, not AAS. So we want to add the side somewhere else. So you have two options. You could add the side here as long as you do it on the other one. So then we'd have angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. Or you could go the other way, angle, angle, and then add this as the side, angle, angle, side. Again, angle, angle, side, and side, angle, angle are the same thing. Okay, ASA, we have a side already given, so we just need to add another angle. And actually, we need two angles on this one. That's interesting. Normally, it's just the rule of just add one, but that's how you do that one. And then angle, angle, side, we have an angle. We have a side given, so we just need another angle. It looks like we're going to have to add two on this one also, so it looks like that. Hope you found this very helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and best wishes until next time.